So, following the merger of Kitbash 3D and GrayScale Gorilla that happened sometime last year, the both companies have partnered to create a brand new version of Cargo. And Cargo is an asset manager and asset browser tool that allows you to access tons of 3D models and also high quality materials and assets that the folks at Kitbash 3D have put together. And now that they've merged with the folks at GrayScale Gorilla, it simply means that creators and artists would have access to a wider variety of assets, as GrayScale Gorilla brings with them their high quality 3D textures, materials, and lighting assets, while Kitbash continues to grow in strength with their high quality assets and materials. And the release of Cargo version 3.0 does not only increase the number of assets that creators would have access to, but this also marks a significant evolution in Kitbash's 3D's approach to asset management and creative workflow across the 3D industry. Because at the core of this update, the folks at Kitbash 3D and GrayScale Gorilla have decided to do a full rewrite of Cargo, as they've taken a decisive step towards USD as a universal foundation for their entire Kitbash ecosystem. And sometime last year, in last 2 years, we did mention that USD seems to be the future of 3D models and file systems that the industry will be adopting. And by simply standardizing all assets on the USD format, Cargo 3.0 aims to unify the experience of artists working across various DCC tools and applications. And of course, for those who like to see how this one works, if you simply download and install Cargo version 3.0 and log in, from here you can see the free stuff that is currently available. So the free stuff that we get here are across some of the asset kits that already exist. You can also scroll down to see some stuff that you've got before. So if you want to download any of these ones, you can scroll down and see them. The free textures exist here. Click on see more and you can see more of the free textures. You can click right here to see some more stuff. Now, the cool thing with this is Kitbash does have plugins that you can use for most DCC tools. So if you simply go down here and click, you'll be able to connect to any software. So for example, if you click on connect software, you can select the appropriate software that you like to connect to. So for example, you like to connect to Cinema 4D or Houdini, you can have that selected. If you like to connect to Unreal Engine, you can have that selected. Select the version that you like and install the connector. So in our case, we've actually gone ahead to install that for Blender. So if we simply open up Blender, we can go over to edit, go over to preference right here. And from here, you'd notice we've got the Kitbash plugin. Click on the burger menu, save our preference and close the window. And once we do that and go back to Kitbash, you now notice that we've got the connection sign right there. So for example, if we like to download the Living Central, we can click on that and that starts downloading. If we like to download the Terraformer, we can also click on that to have that downloaded. And with the Living Central downloaded, we can click to have that selected and we can take a look at the properties that comes with it. You can select the texture size that you want, and to any of the textures that you select, you need to re-download them. So for example, if we select 1K JPEG, we'll need to download the 1K JPEG asset. But if we like to just simply work with a 2K JPEG, we can simply have that selected, click on send asset, and this is going to send the asset from here over to Blender. And so once we pop up Blender, it is worth mentioning that you need to have a saved file for this to actually work. And now that we've just simply saved our file, if we go back and we get to send the asset one more time, and if we open up Blender, that asset gets transported right in here. Of course, you can see the asset loading and we have it right here. So from here, you can simply grab this asset, move it around however you want, and build the scenes that you want to build. And we can also go over and get some more assets. So depending on the number of assets that you want, you can actually come through and grab them. Now, for our case, what we're building is more like an environment based off the spaceship assets that we have, since it's the space exploration models that are currently available to us. So right here inside of Blender, we're just simply going to do some very quick stuff. And for the terrain, we're simply going to throw in the ocean modifier and make a few modifications to that, as that would serve more like the basis of our terrain. We just want to do something pretty simple. Now, once we have that sorted, we can simply go ahead and place the models where we would like them to be, making sure that they match the floor. And this is where we start bringing in the camera, just to make sure that we get some nice positioning of how we like our shots to be. Other things that we can do from here includes throwing in a sky texture, which is going to be more like the overall light that we can work with. Of course, in this case, if you do have HDRIs, you can throw in a HDRI, but simply relying on the new multiple scattering sky texture that currently exists with Blender 5.1. So we're just going to go ahead and play with that to get some nice cool result. And for textures also work exactly as you would expect them to. And this is automatically going to apply it to the currently select, but we can make some modifications to this if we choose. We can disconnect it from the base, play with the texture. We can actually create a whole new color node and mix that color node with the blue texture to sort of get some interesting looks. Next off, play with the camera, get that depth of field that you want, just to highlight the truck as our main subject. And next we did play with lights, a couple of lights here and there just to highlight the truck and also put some lights in some very interesting areas. Now, one thing that you need to keep in mind if you work with Blender is once you send an asset from Kaggle over to Blender, these assets automatically reside in your asset browser, and this means that you can go ahead and bring in individual assets that were used to build the main structure that you have and place them wherever you want. And speaking about distribution, we would also like to put a couple of pebbles here and there just to give a little character to the floor. And for this one, we're going to do a simple scatter, and we would use that scatter to just scatter things around, position the lights, get exactly what we want, and that is basically all about it. Another thing that actually came in very handy is the composition nodes. So we do have nice, cool composition nodes, which have been pre-made by the folks at Blender Foundation. So we did go ahead and just throw in a few of these, play with them, and they look pretty nice. Of course, there's a whole lot of things that you can do to make the scene come alive. And if you're thinking about settings, if you tap in on your keyboard, you would also notice that we've got the Kaggle by Kitbash settings right here, which you can use to make some alterations. Now, if we go all the way back to Kaggle, there's a couple of nice, cool features that have been added to this. So one of the nice features that has also been added to this is the fact that you can now search for stuff. So we can type in the word space and see. Once we type in the word space, this goes ahead and searches for literally everything that has to do with space. Now we can also choose to search for more stuff by saying maybe space and green, and this is also going to go ahead and search for stuff that deals with space and green. And so you can start seeing some of those things. Another cool feature which is also available is you can search based off images. So there is a brand new image section here. And if you drag and drop a reference image, you will be able to search for stuff based off those references. So I can simply drag and drop in this material reference right here, and it's going to take a look at this image and try to search for images that are pretty much like it. And this is not just only for, texture images like this. You can literally use any image. So if we also drag in this other one and I get to drop it in, this is also going to proceed to find the relative materials and relative asset that has to do with that. So in this case, we can see that we do have some of these ones and they look pretty much like the image that we have here. Now we can still have this selected, and I can type in red and add red to the selection of things that we're looking for. And this is also going to process and find relative materials and relative assets that sort of has a tint of red. Another feature which is also available with Kaggle 3.0 is if you go over to the browse section, you can choose to browse based off similar. And if you click on that, it shows you very similar assets that you can work with. They've also added a randomizer feature, which you can use to throw a random dice to find random looking materials and assets that can come in handy in various cases. So we can go ahead and take a look at any of these ones and say maybe we like something like this and we're looking for similar assets in this regards. You can click on that and find that too. So this is it for those who like to read more about Kaggle, or possibly you like to explore all the cool features that are now available with Kaggle 3.0. Then links to this is going to be in the description, so do well to check it out. And of course, a huge shout out to the folks at Kitbash 3D alongside the folks at GrayScale Gorilla for making this possible. And for pricing, this has like 2-tier pricing for 2-tier pricing, if that makes sense. So if you like to get just the GrayScale Gorilla or maybe the Kitbash stuff, this is how much you pay per month if you're doing the annual one, and this is how much you get to pay per month if you're doing the monthly one. And on the other hand, if you like to get the both stuff together, which is both the GrayScale Gorilla stuff alongside Kitbash stuff, this is how much you get to pay per month, and this is how much you get to pay per month if you're doing the annual one. So lots of things right here for you to consider. And for those who like to get the free stuff, you can actually come through and check out the free stuff that are currently available with Kitbash 3D. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.